U.S. spy plane carrying suspicious secret pod intercepted by Russian Sukhoi fighter. This is cockpit footage from a Russian fighter jet showing a rare event that immediately drew significant attention. The video clearly shows a U.S. Navy P-8A Poseidon Maritime patrol aircraft flying over the Black Sea. However, it is not just the aircraft's presence that is remarkable, but also because the Poseidon appears to carry a secret radar pod rarely seen in operational conditions. This moment also underscores the critical role of the P-8 Poseidon in intelligence-gathering missions, especially in high-tension areas like the Black Sea, where NATO and Russia continue to confront each other amid the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The P-8A Poseidon is essentially a derivative of the Boeing 737-800 commercial airliner, extensively modified to conduct military missions with structural changes, reinforced airframe, sensor installation, radar, and electronic warfare systems. It was developed to replace the P-3 Orion, which had been in service since the Cold War. With its modern design and advanced technology, the P-8A is now considered the world's most advanced maritime reconnaissance aircraft. From the outset, the Poseidon was designed to meet new challenges. While the P-3 Orion focused mainly on anti-submarine warfare, the P-8A was developed to do much more. It is equipped with surface search radar, underwater sensors, electronic warfare systems, wide-area network communications, and weapons capable of engaging surface ships and submarines. In other words, the P-8A Poseidon serves as the eyes, ears, and long reach of the U.S. Navy in the air. During the Black Sea mission captured by the Russian fighter jet, the P-8A Poseidon flew relatively close to Russian airspace, only about 50 nautical miles from the front-line coast near Sochi. From Russia's perspective, this is considered highly sensitive reconnaissance activity. It is no surprise that a flanker fighter jet, most likely in Su-35, was dispatched to intercept and monitor every movement of the Poseidon. Such situations are not unusual, as the Black Sea has long been a hotspot in Europe, with NATO aircraft routinely patrolling and Russia responding swiftly. What makes this footage particularly valuable is the presence of the APS-154 Advanced Airborne Sensor, AESA, pod mounted beneath the Poseidon. The pod is elongated and normally stowed tightly under the fuselage, making it rarely visible. In the video, the pod is deployed using a special mechanism that allows it to hang beneath the aircraft. This mechanism, called the Special Mission Pod Deployment Mechanism, ensures the radar inside the pod functions optimally without obstruction from the aircraft's engines. The APS-154 AAS pod was developed by Raytheon and began testing in 2014, following an initial project start around 2009. This radar system uses AESA technology, a modern type of radar capable of tracking multiple targets simultaneously with high resolution. It has two primary functions: the moving target indicator, which detects moving objects on the sea or land. Imagine a small vessel sailing at night with its lights off. Conventional radar might struggle to detect it, especially if it employs radar camouflage. With the AESA, however, the Poseidon can track the vessel from a long distance, capture it in high-resolution imagery, and even distinguish it from surrounding objects. The same capability applies to land targets, such as military vehicles moving on a battlefield. Beyond detection and mapping capabilities, it is highly likely that the pod also carries secondary electronic warfare functions. This means that, besides surveillance, the APS-154 AAS can potentially disrupt enemy electronic systems, including radar, communications, or by sending misleading signals to confuse opponents. While exact details remain classified, many analysts believe the APS-154 makes the P-8A Poseidon one of the most dangerous intelligence platforms owned by the United States. The Black Sea provides an ideal operational environment for the P-8A Poseidon with the APS-154 pod. The region combines Russian maritime activity, critical trade routes, and proximity to the war in Ukraine. This allows the Poseidon to simultaneously monitor Russian warships, troop movements on land, and air defense operations. All gathered data can be shared in real time with NATO warships, fighter jets, or even ground units requiring intelligence. The strategic value of the P-8A is further enhanced by its integration into NATO's intelligence network. The aircraft does not operate alone, but is connected with other platforms, such as the RC-135, RQ-4 Global Hawk drones, and spy satellites. Together, they form an intelligence network capable of continuously monitoring Russian activity. In the context of the Ukraine conflict, information from the P-8A is crucial for supporting Ukrainian and NATO military planning, even though NATO is not officially directly involved. Before the APS-154 pod, the U.S. Navy relied on the APS-149 Littoral Surveillance Radar System, LSRS, mounted on P-3 Orion aircraft. The new AAS pod is considered the direct successor to the LSRS, offering significantly enhanced capabilities. Interestingly, its existence is highly classified, and photographs are rarely published. Therefore, the Black Sea interception footage provides one of the best visual proofs of how this system is deployed and used in real-world operations. The P-8's presence in areas like the Black Sea is not without risk. Interceptions by Russian fighter jets occur frequently, and some have resulted in serious incidents. For example, in September 2022, a Russian Su-27 fired a missile at a British RC-135, although it failed to launch properly. In March 2023, a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone fell into the sea after being damaged during aggressive maneuvers by a Russian Su-27. These events highlight the tense air situation over the Black Sea. Nevertheless, the latest interception video of the P-8A Poseidon appears to have occurred without major incident. Russia ensured that the NATO aircraft did not violate its airspace, while the Poseidon continued its intelligence mission from outside territorial limits. The fact that the Poseidon carried the APS-154 Advanced pod on this mission sends a clear message. The United States is serious about monitoring every Russian movement, both at sea and on land.